crap out of my dear players and take them through the world of Dystopia. Before we start, we have gotten our first Patreon. So a huge thank you to Kita, who has decided that he wants to be part of the Dystopian family and support Dystopia. So huge thank you, and if you're interested in becoming part of the Dystopia family as well, we have a Patreon. The link should be down below or somewhere on the screen. Go check us out. We have awesome rewards, more are on the way, and will come after the lockdown's over. Until then, we have awesome stuff for you guys. We also have a shop where you can buy our cool merch at DystopiaLive.pk/shop. We have hoodies too. You've all seen the back multiple times. It is epic, and they're super soft. But yeah, last time our dear players went to a library where they found almost all of the books had been burned to a crisp, and once they got into the secure vault of the library, they found that all of the occult or more rare books had all been also burned, ransacked, and some of them had been taken. They found a librarian mushed out on the floor, painted in a pentagram with a circle, including a horned ox in the middle. And after some shenaniganery with a car and the trunk, they managed to get to an industrial area where they found an entire building that looked like the circle with the horn. And they crashed the car, causing it to drive off in a direction. Felix took a little bit of damage on the tumble, but he did well. And now they are standing outside. Excellent. That should all be good thing.
I hope tonight's gonna give a TPK.
Hopefully, maybe, perhaps. It depends on you guys.
We're all gonna die.
You're only gonna die a little bit.
You only die once!
It is merely a flesh wound. It is merely a flesh wound.
You're merely a flesh wound.
Good. Again, we apologize for any technical difficulties. It's very difficult to make everything play together when you're sitting at 6 separate locations. But we're trying our best, so bear with us. But yeah, you are standing outside. Luke and Gabrielle are walking next to each other. Julian is walking with Ernest. And what do you do? There's awkward silence.
Yes.
Yeah.
We go inside.
I would like to see if I can still see that hooded figure.
You look up to the rooftops. You've moved around a little bit. You're trying to spot it, but it's not really there anymore.
Hey guys, I don't think we're alone here. Someone was up on the roof.
Well, that's comforting.
Yeah.
Yeah, looked like a cloaked occult guy. I'm looking very stern over at healing.
One of your friends?
Not that I know of.
As you are talking, you see Gabrielle just kind of shiver for a moment, as like she's hearing something and looking for something, but you can't really hear anything. It's just her going. And by her side, like, "Hey, is everything all right?" Like, Yeah, they're just moving again. It's okay. And as she grabs her neck, she pulls her hair up a little bit, and you may roll police sciences.
Who are you talking to right now?
Anybody with the skill.
Okay.
Can you roll it straight to see it?
Yes, you may.
10, motherfucker.
11.
Anybody else want to roll?
6.
Yeah,
Ernest?
Sure. 7.
And I got 11.
And Cosmo?
11.
What did you say, Cosmo?
11, he said.
11.
11.
Yeah.
Great. Cosmo, Alex, and Grace, you notice that at the nape of her neck, there seems to be a barcode of sorts. The black lines.
Yeah.
She's a piece of grocery. We can buy her.
But she quickly brushes it away. Her hair is down again, and she's back to normal. Just had a moment of weird.
Well, who doesn't like the weird?
Well, should we go inside?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
You start walking up towards the building. Are you doing so stealthily, or are you just walking straight up?
Stealth.
Yeah, stealth. Stealth.
Yeah.
And you may roll stealth.
Six.
8.
Great. Ernest is 8. Grace, what do you say?
9.
9. And
I
Felix,
said
or
8.
Cosmo, you said 8.
Yeah, I said 8.
I got
Ernest, what did you say?
10. Military sciences, right? To use for stealth.
Yeah, you can use military sciences.
Alright, 10.
I feel like military science is just like our go-to. Just like, you gotta do this? Military science.
It's kind of broken.
Military sciences is a great all-round skill. Remember to note it down that you use the skill.
Yes.
You're fairly stealthy. Some of you more so than others. Let's see how it goes for the dear guys you're bringing along.
Stands in the face of evil. Evil doesn't see me. I am invisible.
That's not how stealth works, sadly.
Rogue with plus 25 in stealth.
But you walk up there. Oh dear. This is unfortunate.
Yeah.
You walk fairly stealthy. Both you and Gabrielle are stealthy too, and Julian clings on to Ernest. But it's he's fairly quiet too. He's slightly scared. Mostly because if you can hear the background noise of drumming and humming, that is what you can hear too.
Makes quite good sense to be scared of that.
As you get closer to the large building, you see that there is a large... It's not called a door. What's it called?
The gate?
A gate, exactly. A large gate that you can open up, but there's only like a sliver open, and then there's a staircase leading up to what looks like not second floor, but like a viewing floor all around the edge of this huge factory building.
Can you look underneath the sliver to see if there's anybody in there?
You can.
I will.
You will? Oh my, I did not guess that. You quickly peek underneath, and what you see is this building that has been painted black on the inside. All of the windows that were there have been covered by newspaper and then painted over. you see again this circle with the ox skull in the middle of it, multiple places all over. You're hit by this smell of blood is probably your best guess, but also fire and sweat and lots of people. There are multiple people in robes that have blood and black soot all over them, covering their heads, standing, humming. Those are the ones making the sound. They're currently standing in a circle around a table at which there is a white cloth above, and a woman is standing there, looking very regal and powerful. She is chanting something that you can't quite place. It's not a known language to you, but she keeps repeating the word Sidon, and she looks like she's preparing something, taking blood from a bowl and painting it onto her body. Her face is almost white with markings, and her hair is slicked back, and she's wearing a long black dress that seems to have like white spots dancing underneath it, like smoke.
Okay.
You also see a few men standing there with a naked chest, also painted with these black, red, and white colors, wearing an actual ox skull on their head.
Fucking Taurus. Okay. I'm gonna stealthily just slide back up, look up at the others, and just like, there's people
What
in
to you two,
there.
darling?
And I'm gonna whisper to them. And because, yeah, there's people in there. They're doing some kind of sacrifice. We need to be careful. There's people with literally an ox head on their body. A lot of blood, a lot of cold stuff.
What were we doing here again? What's the plan? Do we have a plan?
I don't know, but I think that we should just walk back a bit in case they come out and maybe make a plan.
That's right, that was a very good idea, but somebody decided that it was best to just go here first. And just be here where the danger is.
Does anybody else peek underneath?
Sure, I can give it a go.
You peek underneath. Roll.
10.
10. You spot the exact same thing. The ritual is moving on, and you also spot that from the ceiling there is this white rock thing hanging like in multiple chains, and it's kind of glowing, but not in that normal lamp way. More in a light shines from within it. So,
I'm gonna walk back a bit. Just gonna go into a corner or something, a little bit away from the gate.
Slowly back up. You were not prepared for that. And Gabrielle says, "This must be where Claude got the soul thing to begin with."
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Wow. But there's a lot of people in there.
There is a lot of people in there. I don't know how he got it to begin with. Like, so what do we do?
Can I search for any cloaks laying around?
You look around to see if there's anything. And honestly, it's kind of dark outside. You're getting towards the afternoon, and the sun is going down faster than you really expected it to. And it seems like not that there's a storm on the way, but the wind is picking up. And there are like one robe hanging, kinda. It looks like somebody might have worn it and then have been eaten alive, and then has just been left. It's very tattered, very, very broken.
Claude went there with someone, came back without someone. I would take a pretty good guess and say he just walked in there.
Yeah. So, shall we do the same?
Maybe we should just be prepared to negotiate with them.
Yeah. Somebody well, no, actually, never mind.
What?
No, it's not gonna work.
What?
Well, we have our plan then. Do we still have a shotgun shell left?
You have one shotgun shell left, yes.
I
And
have my
higher
shotgun.
instinctor. I can't speak right
You
now.
have a shotgun shell, a door, 2 pipes, I believe, and some weird wire.
Chains, motherfuckers.
Exactly.
Can I have the shotgun back?
Your plan, just walk in
Huh?
there.
I have
That's
the
your
shotgun.
plan, just walk in there.
Oh, how
Okay, you want the
Shotgun.
shotgun. Yeah, sure. Can I have your wires then? Because I don't have any weapon.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we switch.
You switch,
Yeah, I got the wires now.
you have the wires.
Mhm.
Excellent. Luke and Gabrielle kind of like, you just want to walk in there.
Just basically, I start walking in there.
Yeah, I go with.
I go with him as well.
You get to the gate, you dodge underneath it. Julian is clinging on to Ernest now because he can sense like the tension in the air. And Gabrielle and Luke are like, but just follows along because the bigger the group, the better. The second that you move underneath, like the gate, everything in the room falls quiet. The lady suddenly turns her attention towards you and points at you, going, "What are you doing here in the Temple of Sidon?"
We would like to know that as well.
Yeah, let me answer that question with a question. Who the hell is whatever you called him?
You know not of his greatness, I see. Taurus, get them. You see 2, 3 of these large men walk towards you with the ox skulls on their heads. And they are moving like they are solid forces of mass. And they quickly scope behind you and just pressure you towards the table with the circle.
Like telling someone from Texas that you're an atheist. How brilliant.
And they the circle of if you hadn't guessed it, cultists close around you. And it seems like as you walk past them, they really want to reach out and touch you and smell you. Like you can see most of them just going as you walk by. And
Ernest and Paul.
you find out that the table is on a bit of a raised podium, and she walks down from it and steps out in front of you. She's a fairly tall woman, and she is carrying a knife in her hand. And she walks closer to you. Huh. So, you seem different. You smell different. But I have smelled this before. Tell me, what are you doing here?
I'm gonna look over at Ernest.
To the side and just go like, that you're one of them. Act like don't act like you're one of them. Act like you're above them. This is of course whispered. It's like pushes him
Go over
forward.
and whisper, I
Uh,
think you're about them.
Not
So-
like, but more like act like you're sent of Sauron or whatever his name was. Something along those lines.
Act like you're Sidon.
No, not like him, but like you've been sent to test them. Something.
You're standing
What
there
do you-
whispering back and forth, and she just points the knife towards the two of you, going, "Is there something you would like to share?"
Yes, we'll get to you on that. 2 seconds.
No. We're speaking to everyone here. No secrets.
I'm
No
gonna raise
secrets,
my
all right.
hand.
Yes.
You're
finally
ugly.
someone with manners.
Hi, my name's Grace. Nice to meet you. Well, we were kind of like dropped into this world, and I know that most of us are men and women of science and knowledge and would like to learn more.
Oh,
Can I use,
see. So you're also from the Great Beyond? Well, you've come to just the right place then.
I'm not sure that's correct.
Shush!
You see, out here, she walks back up towards the podium, almost sauntering. We collect the souls of those that Sidon deems worthy, that he deems are great enough to join him in his cause. And she pulls away the white piece of cloth that was over the table and reveals a woman lying there bleeding out. You can see that there are like small carvings into this big stone slab that are slowly filling up with blood as it is running out of her. At the end of the slab, there is like a huge bowl that is just kind of dripping down and slowly filling with blood. And it looks like she is screaming, but there is no sound coming from her. And as the blanket is lifted back, you see Julian just going, no! And he's rushing forward to like go get her.
I'm gonna just
I think
hold
Ernest
him
is
tight.
frozen.
Hold him tight. I'm just gonna hold him tight.
You like grab onto him. I would like for you to make a melee attack.
Okay.
Slap the child.
And I can't use like military sciences or something. Street sense.
Grapple.
You can use street sense, yes, because he
Okay.
is walking.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
He's walking, therefore I can street him.
So that would be a 4.
Goodness gracious.
Cosmo, yes.
Can I use a combo of stealth and sleight of hand to take the knife from her?
She is standing at the opposite end of the circle of you. No, you can't.
Yeah, that's why I would use stealth.
You are
Ah,
quite literally the center of attention. You can't stealth right now. But Ernest, you reach out for what you think is Julian, but as soon as you touch it, it disappears, and he appears 1 meter ahead of you. And he is standing right at the edge of the table, holding her hand, and you can see that the head of the woman just goes towards him, and his eyes are bawling. Like he's not holding back anymore. He can't. He is crying his heart out. And the
Well,
woman
if I
just
guess
saying
he said
like,
that's his mother.
I am so sorry, my child, but she was chosen by the Lord. Do you want to join her in the great beyond?
Say no, Julian. But that must mean that you guys aren't valuable enough to your Lord and Savior, whatever you want to call him. For if we're more valuable, if we're more valuable, more in his eyes.
Oh, sweet, sweet child. Why do you think that we're here? We are one of his strongest battalions. We're the ones
Is
who
he
make sure
stupid?
that those who don't want to go get there anyways.
Oh, so you're manipulated, of course.
It is sweet that you think that you can get beneath my skin, but trust me, I speak to him myself. Now, we never agreed. Why are you here? I am guessing it is not for this poor child to see his mother again.
We're here on
I
business.
really need to control myself with my level of sass right now.
We're here on business for a soul stone.
Ah, so you're here for a soul stone as well. Well, we already gave one to a man. Can't remember his name.
Claude?
Yes, that would be it. We made a deal. Her life for the life of his child. Seemed fair.
But if you're the mightiest battalion of this Lord of Savior, then you must have it easy to get by one more of these and easily make a deal with us.
Well, I am quite interested in a deal. Because sooner or later, you will join him. Don't worry. So, let's see. You want a soul stone. Last time there were 2 people here, and we took half. So it only seems fair that we take half again.
Can I flip her off?
You may. She merely laughs at you, and you feel like a tight whack at behind your knees as one of these Tauruses just takes basically a bat and whacks you. You take 1 minor damage, and you're now kneeling on the floor. Like, you scraped your knees bad, it hurts. Grace?
I would like to kind of step in front of the priestess. Well, even though this is a pressured situation, you only needed 1 last time. Why don't you just take 1 now instead of half? Again, there's no reason to be.
When I can have so many.
There's no reason to be greedy. Again, every sacrifice should have significance.
You'll have to repeat that. I didn't hear it. Oh no, it seems.
Yeah.
Oh, she fell
Alex?
out.
Okay, so we agreed that I've killed people before, right?
Yes.
We agreed that I have no problem killing people.
No, you do not.
We agreed that we're 8 people here right now, right?
Yes, you are.
Brilliant.
Let's give her 3.
But Grace, I barely heard what you were saying before. Please continue.
My point being that why waste your time on 3 or 4 meaningless sacrifice when you could do 1 giant one with 1 sacrifice? Make it more significant. Make it more valuable to your god.
I like the way you're thinking. What do you propose?
You take 1, not 4.
But 1 is less than. Unless, of course, the soul is right. I have a proposal for you.
And that is?
She takes a step back. I could indeed use 1 greater soul. So, what do you say you go through the test and see if you can stay awake during the entire thing? Should you fall asleep, you will now belong to the temple. You will belong to Sidon forever. Should you stay awake, you may walk out of here freely, with a soul stone, of course.
Is this all of us?
Yes. Does that sound fair?
That sounds completely fair.
Not really, no, but I have this slight feeling that we don't have a choice.
All 8 of us, or just the 5 of us?
You are 8, are you not?
It's not really fair on the child.
Yeah.
Oh, but a child is just a small adult. So, if you will,
If I make...
she makes a hand movement and the circle parts. And you're taken by the Taurus, still, these huge men, to what seems like an old cooling room, where they just slide the door open, and you are pushed inside.
We didn't agree!
Damn it! I had something awesome planned.
Yeah, me too!
Sorry.
I was
Just in
planning.
here!
I was planning on going like, you have the kid there. I pull out the shotgun, shoot Luke in the knee, grab him along with his
Okay,
head
so
in
you
hair,
can
while
shoot
grabbing
people.
Gabriel by.
Okay, good thing that did not happen. You are
I
very
mean, yeah.
thoughtful people. And
I was just.
the priestess walks into you, into the room with you,
Can we kill her?
and looks at each and every one of you with the blood bowl, and gives you a circle with a curved line through it. And as she reaches Cosmo, she kind of stops for a moment and
Sorry.
puts her hand on your chin and tilts it, and leans in real close, almost smelling you, and then she pulls back, smiling to herself.
Can I kiss her on the cheek?
She is holding, like, in a tight grip. You will probably have a mark.
But if she smells me, can I kiss her on the cheek?
Sure. You
do that.
Towards her, and you feel a slap coming your way. You take another minor damage.
Oh.
I feel like you're calling me out.
Maybe I am. And she just holds even tighter, digging into your jaw. For someone who has such a lust for life, you sure are stupid. But don't worry. Death has put its mark on you, and you will see it soon enough. And she walks past, continues doing the circles. And once she's done, she stands in the doorway going, "Remember, you must stay awake throughout the entire night. Anyone who falls asleep belongs to me." And the door
Kink.
slams shut. You are now standing in a very dark, very humid, very cold room.
Suddenly, Alex has a cat.
Julian is clinging on to Ernest like he doesn't even want to anymore. She had to like almost pull him by the hair to make the circle on his face too. But in the end, it was done. Gabrielle is holding onto her barcode on the neck, super confused as to the whole deal.
So, Gabriel, care to explain why you have a barcode on the back of your neck? Was it just fun night in Cuba?
She looks for a moment, like she tenses visibly, and goes, "So guess you saw it, huh?"
Yes,
We all
I guess you've been lying to us.
again.
I warned last time what would happen if somebody lied to me.
Luke kind of takes her hand and says, "Hey, it's okay. You can tell them. I'm here for you." And she like, okay. So when we first got here, I quickly got separated from the others and was taken in by these weird people in lab coats calling themselves doctors, but there was no like ethical code at all, and I don't remember much, but I do remember pain and the barcode, and there's this lab that keeps moving, and I know every time it moves, I don't know.
So you're telling me we've been walking around with you that if you can feel that it's moving every time, it can probably also feel you moving, which means you've been a walking beacon.
To be honest, I never thought of it like that.
Well, maybe
There
you
hasn't
should.
been anything.
at least tell someone, so they can at least think for you.
Alex,
God, I am tired of you two.
Luke like pushes in front of you, going, "Hey,
Alex,
calm down."
this...
No, I'm not gonna calm down. This is the second time you lied to us.
Alex, look, this may be a blessing in disguise. We're stuck right now, yeah? Something coming to
Correct.
find us might be good. Whether it's bad or good, we don't care, because right now there's someone out there that could be affected by something that could come to get us. So...
Oh yeah, let's go to the place that the only vivid memory that Gabriel has of is paying the barcode and constantly moving.
And let's...
At
At least
sounds
it's
like
better
an
than
idea.
being
The
sacrificed.
ritual, she says. I also remember that we had to make the ritual in that exact spot, otherwise it wouldn't work. Like at that spot, at that exact time, otherwise it wouldn't work. I just knew.
So what? We're dealing with a bunch of sadists that take torture and gives you knowledge. Might as well go to fucking sleep.
Yeah, but you shouldn't.
If you do, then you're just gonna get murdered.
Yeah.
Really? That wasn't the point at all.
As you're
Stop.
standing, yelling at each other, suddenly in the middle of the room there's this hum that begins. Why is this not playing? There. Like a low, buzzing, pulsating hum coming from the center, and then a slow, mild, kind of bluish light starts emanating, and you see this kind of sleek-looking machine is probably your best guess, as it kind of what's it called? Steams and opens up slowly, and long metal arms are whipping out from it, like a reverse octopus almost. There are exactly 8 arms, and each one of them starts latching on to different people. One quickly grabs Julian, he's an easy target. Next is Gabrielle. They try and reach out for Felix and Alex and Grace and Luke, I think I did mention, and Ernest and Cosmo last, yes.
Before one of the arms grabs me, can I quickly reach into my pocket without taking it out, turning on my phone?
Yes, you quickly reach into your pocket and turn on your phone, and you lit us to life in your pocket. And if you glance down, you can kind of see the white light with the blue dots. And as you do so, you kind of notice that on the machine there seems to be like the same white and blue design, but it looks like it has been painted over with like red blood and again the skull. But once it has grabbed all of you, you feel like this pierced into your skin. You'll take a minor damage. And suddenly, the entire room it gets warmer, more dry. It's like a comfortable, normal living room temperature, and it's like there's fresh air, and it's in general like really nice. Like all of the stress that you've been feeling slowly washing out of your body. If you look at each other, you look cleaner. Like your clothes aren't torn anymore. You're not covered in weird goo from creatures. The symbol in your head just kind of fades away, and slowly it begins becoming a little bit hazy, and the air becomes sweet, like too sweet, and slowly it's almost overwhelming. The room becomes too hot, and it's too much. It's too good to be true. It's like waking up being stuffed full of cake, and just as the first of you is about to vomit from all the sweetness, it fades again. And Alex, you all see this, but Alex, you see it the clearest. You're back in the army. There is your commanding officer.
Can I get that again? Sorry.
You're back in the army. Your commanding officer is standing in front of you in his full attire. You're also dressed to the full nine, and he's standing there, slightly teary-eyed, but he is a manly man, and he will not cry. And he is shaking your hand, going, "Alex, you are the best soldier that I have ever trained. It is an honor for you to be my successor."
Am I armed?
You are standing at a ceremony. There are tons of people there. All of your army buddies are standing there, like, also dressed in a uniform, ready to, like, accept you as their new lieutenant or commanding officer.
Am I armed?
You are not. You have just your uniform, yes. You can see behind you there is, like, the signature weapon of your upcoming rank that is supposed to be handed to you as you accept your role.
I'd like to wait till I get handed that and then shoot him.
Okay. Ernest, did you want to say something?
Nothing, anyways. I just wanted to make sure that we can all see this as well.
Yes, you can all see this, and you can all see Alex standing there. It's like being in a dream, but it just feels so real. Like you can feel the sunshine, the light breeze, and you can see Alex shaking hands with this man that you have never seen before. And he starts talking about how his time in the army has been the best time of his life, but he has to retire now, and he's glad that his best soldier can take over for him, and he is praising Alex to the high heavens for her great, great work. As he takes out, I think it's a saber, he says, "Are you prepared to sleep?"
No.
As I said, the moment I get a weapon, I'd like to say stab or shoot, depending on
He
what
holds
weapon it
out
is.
the saber towards you like this and looks at you and say, "Are you prepared to sleep?"
Do we other have weapons?
Make your choice, Alex. I trust in you. He's like holding out the sword, like.
I'd like to like go up and like grab onto the sword, and it really seem like I'm about to say yes to this. Grab onto it, say no, pull it out, and stab him.
One moment. You walk up, and the moment you touch the sword and is about to pull it out, he just smiles. A familiar smile that you've seen before somewhere, but you can't quite remember where. And the entire scene just disappears into smoke. And you're standing back in this room, like the same sweet smell is filling your nostrils. It is taking out everything else. When all of a sudden, you are standing at a rally, a pep rally for it would seem a country. And on the stage, Ernest is standing, and he is being presented by this fine-looking woman who is saying, "And now we will hear from our old favorite politician, Ernest," and you can hear the crowd go wild. There are signs saying Ernest for president and make the world a better place, safe for everyone. Ernest is Ernest, all that stuff. And Ernest is walking onto the stage. He is looking hella fine. Like, he is wearing a very, very, very expensive suit. And he looks like he is about to deliver the speech of the century. Like, Martin Luther King, go home. And the woman, she turns around and says, "Ernest, are you ready to go to sleep?" Like, she's presenting the stage with the mic to you. There's a podium. There are multiple cameras out in the crowd, paparazzi, newspapers. You have like multiple mics ready to report what you're about to say, and the crowd is waiting. You see some of your political opponents standing there, applauding, like, you know what, that's fair, he earned the spot. And she is waiting for you.
Do I do I see Julian in the crowd?
You see Julian, yes, in the crowd, and he looks like he is super excited to see you out there. It's like, hey, that's the guy who saved me.
Okay. Well, I am. Uh, um. I'm gonna just sort of stand there, kind of paralyzed, almost. I.
She looks at you like, they're waiting for you.
Can I make the podium burst into flame?
You stand there, and you're like focusing real hard, and as you do so, you're about to like make the podium ignite, and from behind you hear somebody saying, "I'm so proud of you, honey." You all recognize this voice. It's familiar to you. You can't quite place it. It sounds like an older version of somebody, but it's like slightly off. And as you hear that, the podium bursts into flame. The entire crowd starts screaming. People are escaping, and the entire picture just vanishes into nothing. Congratulations. The picture changes again. This time, you are standing at what looks like a very high-tech lab. You see Gabrielle standing there in a lab coat. It says special geneticist on her little tag. She has a clipboard. She's standing with the back towards you, and she's talking to like a bunch of people, and they're nodding along, like taking notes, like this is gold she's giving. And as she turns around, you can see that she is in fact pregnant. And she is like nursing it a little bit. And she looks like this is the happiest moment of her life. Like, she's pregnant, she is a famous geneticist, and she is doing great. In comes a man. He is carrying what looks like some sort of Nobel Prize. This is very much not the place for it, but he is like about to shake her hand, and she's like about to shake it too, but then she remembers she can't have children. She always wanted them, but she can't have them. And a little tear escapes her eye as she drops the clipboard, and the entire scenery changes once more. This time, we are at a festival. Like, huge names are on the posters everywhere, but at the center it says Luke, and he is on stage, playing along on his guitar. The crowd is going wild, and he is having the time of his life. And you listen to his music. It's actually fairly good music, like country pop. Think Taylor Swift, but if she was a man. And once he's done with a song or two, he thanks the crowd and goes backstage, and the scenery changes again. This time, it's a little different. You all remember this scene. You're back in the narrow street where you were attacked by 2 zombies and a great aberration thing, and you can see David reaching out for Grace. But it's like, in the moment that the thing explodes behind him, the scenery just kind of snaps, like flickers for a moment, and you're actually in the park. It's midnight. The explosion is actually a lot of doves being released from behind. There are candlelights everywhere and roses, and he's actually on his way down to his knees, proposing. Grace, will you be mine forever and into the beyond? Are you ready to go to sleep?
I want to slap the box out of his hand.
As you do so, his face kind of flickers for a moment. It seems like you recognize it. Someone you used to love before. Felix, you kind of feel it too. Like you're the one kneeling for a second, and then the scenery changes. Again, it's a weird, like, clunky morph this time. Like most of the smoke stays the same. And instead, you are speaking at a university, Felix, this time. People from all over the world. You see Steve Hawkins, Elon Musk, Einstein is amongst the crowd. Great people. And they're all like nodding along and applauding you for the things that you're saying. Like you are just about to reveal the secret to the universe. Like, you know it. In the crowd, you see your friends. They are also like, hey, this guy's great. You also see Grace there, sitting at the front, applauding you higher than anybody else. And you look down at a guy who is taking your cues to change panes and reveal things. And he looks up at you like, sir, we're about to reveal the secret of the universe. Are you ready to go to sleep?
Wait, so who did you say was in the audience?
All of your friends are there, and some of the greatest minds of humankind. And Grace is sitting at the front, applauding you. You can spot a ring on her right hand that matches one on your hand.
I'm going to look very confused down at. You said Einstein was there.
Yes. Like all the people that you have ever compared yourself to are standing in the audience right now.
That would be very awesome, but it still confuses me, as my analytical brain says that doesn't exactly fit. Not really.
Sir, are you ready to go to sleep? He's standing there with a big red button that says Secret to the Universe Revealed.
No, I can't. I run down to Grace and like shake her.
Grace, you are being shaken, and as soon as you touch her, like shake her awake or something, the scenery again, it changes. And you can hear like the sound of somebody disagreeing. But you are now standing on a road. You can see cars driving by super fast. Um, and one of the cars is number 1. It is red, and you see Julian standing there with the woman on the table, Marika, and they're like cheering for number 1. And inside of it, you can see like this kind of tall, white man with a beard. You would guess that this is probably Claude, his father. And Julian is actually standing there with his. It looks like his sister. And as soon as the racing car starts going around, suddenly there's a car that has a wheel pop off, and it bumps into one. Then the next, there's like this entire domino effect going on at like 200 kilometers per hour. And you see it bump into the last red car just as it's about to cross the finish line, and it tumbles off into the crowd and lands right next to Julian. But this time, you can see Julian just screaming out silently no, and the car lands fine back on the racing track, and it continues going around, and there's a roar of the crowd as they are cheering for Claude, who just won a championship or something. And Julian grabs his little sister real tight, and the mother of the two just hugs them, and they are happy as could be. And Julian's kind of looking around, and Ernest, you're standing right behind him. You're almost being treated like an older brother. And he's looking at you like, isn't this amazing? And then you hear the little sister ask, Julian, are you ready to go to sleep now? And he turns around. And he's like looking at her. He's looking up at you, back at her, and back at you. And he's like, you wanna go to sleep with me? I like it here. She's here.
Yeah, Julian, we all have to say no to these things, otherwise we will be gone forever. This is not real.
No, that's not true. She's not gone. She's here. And Dad isn't hurt. And Mom is here. She's not dead. You're here too. We can be happy together. Hey, the world is fair. Saved everyone.
This is I know it's tough to believe, but it's not real.
It is real. I want it to be real. She says we just have to go to sleep, and it will be real.
But
please come with me, Ernest. Please.
Julian, are your dreams real?
If I want them to be. And he kind of takes her hand and reaches out for you. I'm ready to sleep. Are you?
Julian, we know where Claude is. We can get back to him if you don't do this.
That?
Yeah.
Roll seduction.
Let's seduce the child.
Seduce the child.
No.
Oh. There goes that tension.
Okay, so that's 8 plus 3, that's 11. 11.
He looks up at you and sees that you're not gonna take his hand. And he looks at his sister and he's like, wanted this to be real so bad.
Damn it, I hope that child died.
And he lets go of her hand and grabs onto you instead and says, I don't want to sleep. I want to go home.
I'm just gonna hug him real tight.
And as you do, the whole scene changes again. This time, it's quiet. You can kind of hear like some beeping sound in the background. There's like rustling of people walking around. You hear somebody speaking over a system, and you see Cosmo sitting in a hospital gown on a chair, and in front of him there's a doctor. You see multiple scans of his entire body hanging on the walls, and the doctor is looking down at a clipboard going, I don't know what happened, but it seemed to have mutated greatly, and it's basically killing itself. It's a miracle, a straight up miracle. If you go into chemotherapy, it's gone in like a month or two, and you will be able to live a normal, healthy life.
Somebody's about to get slapped when we get out of this.
All you have to do right now is honestly just go to sleep, and you will wake up healthy as any other man.
Nah, this is just a dream. So, I'm gonna say no.
I mean, sure, it must sound like a dream. I mean,
yeah, it's a no.
man,
It's a no.
you only had, what, half a year left to live?
I smack him in the face.
You bitch slap him, but before you make contact, the entire thing just disappears, and you are punching smoke. You are standing in the room again. It's back to this cold, humid feel. You are feeling like tired, like you just walked for 8 kilometers in the freezing cold, kind of tired. And you're looking around at each other, and you notice that Alex is actually laying down, sleeping on the floor.
I'm gonna go over and shake her.
As you do, she kind of wakes up.
Hey!
Yes? I'm alive?
For now? Don't do that!
I was trying to slap him. Anyway. What happened? Oh, yes. Right. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Cosmo right now.
Oh, fuck.
Me too.
What?
Let's roll a melee attack on Cosmos.
I've taken enough damage.
Alex,
Just
roll
a
melee attack,
real
Cosmo,
good
roll
hard slap.
Can I roll defense?
Yeah,
Good
okay.
hard slap. And 12. 12.
11.
You hit! Cosmo, you take a minor damage,
Hey! You guys!
and you just feel this right across your cheek, and it hurts like a bitch. Like, you've been slapped before, this is worse.
So, yeah. Yeah. I have cancer, guys.
Can I run over and give him a hug?
You may.
I'm just gonna, like, I'm smaller than him. I'm just gonna, like, hold on to him.
Yeah.
You are huddling together. Like, Luke and Gabrielle also joins in on this. They were hugging each other before. Luke was also asleep on the floor, and Gabrielle had, like, shaken him awake. And they're just kind of like, he's sitting and she's hugging over him. Julian is clinging onto Ernest for dear life. But they also come over and like join the group.
Rhubarb.
Yeah, I have like 6 months to live. So, yeah, that's the thing.
When did you find out?
A month ago.
And hacks away all the things that's called emotions. And is the robot thingy still in the room?
Yes, but it has locked down into a pot again.
Cosmo, I
I
promise.
hear a single word of that.
The robot thing has locked down into a pot again, so it's inactive. And Luke just kind of gets up and goes, "Sorry, guys, it was too good. I tried."
Disappointment.
Grace?
You were asleep as well. I'm gonna look over at Cosmo, and like as I'm still hugging him, I'm not letting go. I was just like, and when we get out of here, I'm buying you a trip. We're gonna take a trip.
Okay.
Deal?
Yeah, deal. Fair. Let's do it.
And then I let go.
Can I roll mechanics on the robot?
You may.
15.
How?
I rolled maximum with my dice and I have a +3 on mechanics.
Damn.
That is nice.
I'm still waiting for that double one just coming up and biting me in the ass.
You study the machine. It's a very intricate design. It's clearly meant to sedate others. It works like kind of like basically like an octopus. Like it's a different pieces kept together by wire that can move independently of each other, and the tension creates this movement of like the arms. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Basically how to throw it into a room and activate it again.
You would guess.
I want to improvise this into a weapon.
You would guess that it's activated either by a remote control or by high tension in the area. Like if people are getting mad, shouting, it's there to like grab on and sedate them so that they don't harm anyone.
Can I find anywhere that can trigger it?
You find a control panel, and when you lift it, you can see there's like a dead switch to turn it off, but there isn't one to turn it on. It looks like you have to have the remote control. Felix?
Can I go over to it and touch it and concentrate on it and study it?
You may. You walk over to it, and you actually rummage around a little bit, and it's like it's talking to you, like telling you exactly what you need to know. And you kind of figure out that if you cross these two wires and get people to get angry, it just activates automatically and nobody can stop it.
So happy thoughts.
Yeah, guys, don't get angry at each other, otherwise it's going to activate again.
I'm gonna look very awkward.
Is the dead switch? Dead switch actually like a dead switch, or is it like a one-time thing?
It fries the machine. Like this is going wrong. It needs to die.
Okay.
Grace, you were saying?
I'm just gonna look very awkwardly at Felix as he was talking. Just like, I'm gonna hide the fact that I look like a tomato right now. I'm gonna try and look cool. At least I have reddish hair, so I can kind of blame it on that.
Everybody may roll a. Where did I throw the skills?
I laugh.
something along the lines of disguise, forgery, physical sciences. No, sorry, that's not the one. Police sciences, street sense, or yeah, those are the ones.
10.
Tell me if
9.
you roll a 10 or above.
10.
Hands up if you roll 10 or above. Great.
Well.
The two of you, you kind of recognize that voice now from Ernest's dream as a certain someone named Cosmo.
That's me?
What? Did that
Remember
one more
the one
time?
at the end of Ernest's dream saying, "I'm so proud of you, honey"? That was Cosmo.
What?
Okay, so Ernest, what's that about?
What about?
What?
Ernest?
What are you?
Ernest,
What?
why was I saying honey? What? In your
You were the one saying honey?
Oh.
it was my sound.
Oh.
It was my voice.
Oh.
What?
Ernest.
Oh.
What?
Ernest!
Oh.
So what's
Oh.
happening?
Oh, honey. Oh, darling. That's adorable.
Ernest, I think you have something to explain.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Well, I already know the answer to
I-
this. That's fun.
Don't reckon I need to explain. It's pretty clear, isn't it?
Then say it. It's healthy to say it.
Oh yeah, very healthy.
I think it's fine for now. Can we just leave it?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's alright. Let's do that. Let's concentrate on this instead.
Then the awkward love stories that came out of this. How are we all doing?
A bit shaken.
With that, I think we're gonna call the break now. Let the players sleep in their emotional trauma. And we will be back in 20 minutes, which means, quick math, 8:35, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Great, I can math. We'll be back at 8:35 with the other half of the story and the aftermath of the trauma that they have just been through. See you guys.
Bye.
Aim.
Welcome back from our little break. We have wiped our eyes and reapplied makeup. So hopefully everything will be better now. I forgot to mention that if you're new, welcome to Dystopia Live. We're part of Dystopia Entertainment. And do check out our awesome Patreon, where you can support us and our course on our haunted house here in Denmark. You can also support us by buying awesome merch from our shop at dystopia.dk/shop. We also have awesome pictures and lore about the world that we're playing in right now. So go check it out. It is cool. But we left off. You had just exited the dream. You had found both Alex and Luke were asleep when you woke up. And you are now discussing things. You were talking. Secrets had been revealed. And the door opens up again. And there...
I run really fast out.
There stands the priestess with two Taurus right behind her, looking very, very smart with herself. So, it would seem that not all of you could stay awake.
We're awake now?
Yes, but the deal was that you had to stay awake the entire night.
Wait, sorry.
And as far as I see it, two of you fell asleep, which means that I am owed 2 souls.
No, you can get one of them.
That was not our deal.
We can,
Make it real.
you can get 2 souls. You can get 2 souls.
If you're about to shoot me, I would not recommend it.
I'm not going to shoot you now. Agree that it doesn't matter which souls, as long as it's 2.
As long as they have been matured, yes.
Can I roll for defense?
So it can't be the kid.
Well, the
won't
kid
be
would
the
be
kid.
fun to have. He is not yet
I'm
broken
not
down.
trying to give the kid. No, good. So it has to be grown-ups.
Preferably, yes.
All right. Fun. I look at Cosmo and Ernest and Felix, Gracie, and just like point over at Gabriel, pull out the shotgun, and shoot Luke in the leg.
Why not in the head?
Roll a ranged attack.
That was our last shotgun shell.
Yeah, it was kind of stupid.
Yep.
What did you say? 9?
Correct.
You click the shotgun shell in, and you turn around, and Luke sees this, and he knows that you have it out for him. And he looks you in the eye, and he takes the shot, and you can see that he's about to like scream or something, but he just bites down on his hand, drawing blood, and he like kneels down on the floor.
What the fuck?
He's trying to get me to shoot him in the chest instead. I can do that, but
But
No,
you
you
don't have
can't.
any
There
more.
are no more shotgun shells.
huh?
There are no more
Cool.
shots
So-
to shotgun.
So where did I hit him?
You hit him in the leg.
Okay, brilliant.
And
I like to grab him and throw him in front of the lady.
you walk over towards him, and Gabriella is just saying, like, "No, you do not." And
Trying
she's
to
like,
stop me.
Can I throw my pipe in the head of Gabriella?
"You may roll a ranged attack."
10.
So that's the one we were looking for. You throw the pipe
I think
right
it
at
goes
her
that sanity.
down, and you hit her right against like the head, and you can see like her eyes just go dim, and she falls down onto the floor.
I throw her over to her as well.
Do I need to roll anything to throw him over there? Maybe just like maybe if he just gets a little bit more hurt on his ways, perfect.
Sorry, you will have to repeat that. I was asked a question.
Yes, I was just asking if I need to roll like just to see if he can take a little bit more damage, and I throw him over.
I mean, he is taking damage from the throw. If you want to throw him harshly, you can do that too.
Yes.
You are super strong.
Powerlifting.
You don't even have to
Extra
roll.
strength.
It's just an automatic success. You are strong. Ernest, what are you doing?
So,
We can barely hear you. I
So,
can barely hear you anyway.
I'm gonna
There we go.
I'm gonna go over and ask the lady. So, sorry, what was your name again?
Oh, you may address me as High Priestess. She just gently brushes down your chin.
High Priestess. Can I ask you a question?
You may.
Mother. What do you know?
She looks around a little bit. She is not ours. She belongs to those government people that keep coming here,
Right.
trying to steal our soul stone.
Uh-huh.
I guess I was wrong.
So, it would then be a problem that they're on their way, right?
What do you mean?
Well, they're absolutely coming. They're tracking us. You've kept us here for an entire night, right?
For the first time, you may roll political sciences.
Look at me,
What, he's trying to lie his ass off? Just so we agree, is there now like a Luke and Gabriel like half on top of each other down in front of her?
Kind of, yeah.
Wait.
Just need to know if there's anyone I could step on when running out of here.
You mean... Do I have political sciences?
You should have political sciences or something along those lines.
You're a politician.
Yeah, I don't have political sciences. I have like law and etiquette.
Oh,
and-
right.
Social science?
Social
Is that a
science.
ma-
that
is
is
that,
the
is
word.
that a mu-
Yes,
Marguerite?
okay.
Marguerite. Ah.
Okay. I was like, for a second there, I was like, wait, what? Okay, that would be a 9.
You see her kind of for the first time going, like she's not scared, but she is uneasy. Just for the sliver of a moment, then she slips back into her like confident persona. We would have to move our entire place once more. That would be rather unfortunate, considering we are in the middle of a ritual.
Oh, because if you look at
Are you saying they're on their way here?
well, they probably are. If you look at the back of the lady's neck.
She snaps, and one of the tall men bows down and like exposes her neck, and she sees the barcode, and it is unfortunate.
Did I ever destroy my own phone?
Don't you
Or the
remember?
computer?
You destroyed the computer, yes. But she just
I
looks
destroyed theirs.
displeased, like very very displeased, like, oh, so she's one of theirs. Huh. Shame. That means she's basically useless to us.
Right.
Still-
No. That wasn't the deal.
Well,
We give you 2 souls. You
I
gave
got
2
Ernest
people
because
from
fuck
this
those-
group.
Sorry. Do we
You
have
said
time?
to us you needed
Do we
2
have
souls,
time?
2 people from our.
Alex,
If this government thing is against us or not, we still need to get out of here.
Alex, we have all the time that we need. They're in a rush. We can stand here and fight and delay this even longer. Or you can let us go with what we want. And we won't be delaying your entire operation long enough for the government to come and take your, what was it, soulstone they wanted?
Yes.
We could take it away with us. You know, that's the whole deal, right? We need the soulstone. They will be going after us, no?
I like your way of thinking. I can't wait to see you in the great beyond when you get there. She's thinking for a moment, like considering her options. Meanwhile, Luke is like slowly trying to get up from the floor. Just kind of like.
Can I step him in just to push him down?
You may.
Yes.
He thumbs down again, and he looks up at you like, don't make me want to regret what I'm about to do.
Knock him out. Hard kick with my heel in his back of his head, like right on the edge between his. That usually knocks people out, or if not, hurts them very badly.
Roll a melee attack.
But then we just have to carry him.
No, we just let him be there.
What did you roll, dear Alex?
10.
Heck, he is so. Okay, so it looks like he's about to evade, but he has like up or down, and it doesn't really work for him. I rolled pretty high.
But... You're about to say it looks like he was about to evade, and you accidentally break his neck.
But as you try to kick him, you notice that he kind of splits, and you kick one of him because now there's 2. And
I can't be bothered.
You kind of see like the one that you kick actually snap its neck and die, while the other one, it looks like a bruise is forming on his neck, like you could feel what the clone felt, and he actually screams out for the first time. He kind of looks at Gabrielle, who is laying half unconscious. She's still breathing, and it looks like she could probably be alive, but it doesn't look good. That was a very well thrown pipe to her head. And Julian is kind of like hiding in a corner now a little bit. And Luke looks over at Julian and looks up at Ernest and at Grace and Felix, because you are so far the only 3 who hasn't tried to kill him.
So can I yell to Alex, just keep on hitting the clone?
You can in a moment.
Nice.
And he just says, take care of Julian. And the High Priestess looks like she is highly amused by this. Like, you're destroying each other. She might just end up getting all of your souls. And then he looks up at her. Like, he's laying there, shot in the leg, beat up in the neck. He goes, I can multiply myself indefinitely. That means indefinite souls. I will come with you willingly. If you give them the soul stone and let them and the kid go. And she's like, huh. Now, he knows how to bargain out of all of you.
I can ruin that argument quite quickly.
Alex, no.
Please don't.
Alice, you just need to shut the fuck up.
Sometimes silence is the best response.
I had no intention of doing it. I'm not on her side.
And she looks up at the rest of you going, do you all agree to this deal, or do I need to collect another one of your souls?
No, it's fine.
No,
Just
I have no problem with this.
Good.
Don't have a choice.
And she snaps, and one of the Taurus just scoops him up, like, underneath the arms, and starts dragging him out of there, over to what looks like cages, almost, where there are, like, half human remains. You see one, like, slightly dead-looking person, who seems to, like, try and scoot away as they come near, like, defending themselves, but they're nothing but a shell at this point. And she takes down the soul stone. One moment. It looks something like this. And she just hands it over.
To who?
Out saying who's gonna seal the deal.
I'm gonna take it.
Casper, you reach out and grab it.
Yep.
And as you do, she grabs you with her other hand.
Can I
and you
use
can
sleight of
put her
hand to
nails.
get out?
You may roll defense, yes.
Oh, defense. Okay. Yeah, it's 9.
She rolls a 9 too. So for dramatic effect, I'm gonna say that she succeeds. Her nails dig into your skin, and she lets you take the stone, and you see her bite into her own arm, and she mixes your blood, saying, "We will see each other again." And as she does, you can see, like, all of the cultists are packing down stuff. They are trying to move this entire temple to another place because they have just been told that they are haunted now. You can see, like, these human remains, some are, like, gnawing on hands. You see one person going into a heart as they walk by. They kind of consider throwing it at you, but decide that they want the heart more. And you are let to go. She says, "It was a pleasure doing business with you. I hope we can do it again." And walks away, followed by the Taurus and the now almost unconscious Luke. And he locks eye with the three of you again, going, "Take care of Julian." And he kind of, like, passes out for a moment from all the pain that he's feeling. And you can see Julian, like, reaching out for him, but he doesn't say anything. He is beaten and broken. Now, that you have a little moment to think about your life decisions. I am gonna list off who lost sanity and who broke principles. Dear Ernest, you may cross off never leave a friend behind and 1 sanity. Alex, you may cross off 1 sanity for falling asleep.
Well, we agreed that I have no problem killing people.
Yes, but you still fell asleep.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot I've done that.
Cosmo, you don't lose any sanity because you didn't kill Gabrielle. She's still alive. She's slowly, like, trying to get up on her feet. She knows the sacrifice that Luke made, and it looks like something inside of her just broke, and she has no more fighting spirit left. Um, and which Grace.
My name's Grace.
Yes, I am like I can name.
Do you know how to name?
You may also cross off one sanity. And then always help others, because there were some dying people on the floor that kept dying.
This was fun.
All of you who just
On
lost
my
sanity,
hands.
what was your most used skill? Starting with
Military science.
Okay, Alex, you get +6 to your military sciences as a total. Ernest, do you know yours?
My most used skill is military sciences as well.
Then you also gain +6. And Grace?
Ooh.
By the way,
Cool.
+6.
Nice.
Excellent.
Is it +6 as in they stack onto their +2 before,
No,
or is it +6
in
total?
So can I kill her right now? And then also get +6.
In my defense, I have been taking care of getting the people out of here that were a liability. They lied to us, what was it, 3 times about different things that were quite important to know about, even when we've directly asked them about things.
Yes. Trust goes both ways, and none of you were able to like take the first step. So, but yeah, they are packing stuff away. There are like 2 towering tall men standing there, keeping an eye on you and ready to like throw you out.
I'm gonna grab Cosmo for a moment.
Okay.
Cosmo, is it alright if I handle the stone? Because I might be able to use it more than you do.
Yeah, okay. You can take it.
Thank you. I take the stone and I put it in my pocket.
You have the stone in the eye pocket. You are escorted out of the building.
I run really fast out.
You're out in a second, and you see like the woman just like trying to like catch up to you for a second, and then they realize that you ran out, and they're slightly confused because you ran away. Question mark. And they let you, because what else are they supposed to do? They can't catch up to you. Grace?
I would like to focus in on my spiritual senses as I walk out.
So you focus, and as you do, your pocket starts feeling warm. You feel that there are, well, let me count. There are currently 5 souls in there. And they're all different and distinct. You can hear one of them in particular has a very motherly, warm feel to her. Some of them seem like they have been fighting all their lives. Some are normal people who are just really confused as to where they are.
I'm just gonna give them a like just whisper to myself a little bit. It's gonna be okay.
You do that. Ernest.
As I leave the place, can I, whilst I'm not being too closely watched, sort of leave the phone? Make sure to make it look like it's turned off.
Do you have sleight of hand, perchance?
I do not, but I've got street sense or forgery or disguise.
I'll say street sense because it's a drop off. So that seems reasonable for like the combined purpose you want to do.
Hmm. Ooh, that's 10.
Can't
10.
any of you roll below a 7?
Never.
Apparently not. I've done it 3 times within this entire thing, and I'm quite surprised because I usually roll shit.
I usually roll shit too, and I still roll shit, so you know. But yeah, as you're about to leave, you turn a corner, and for a second, they don't have direct eyesight on you, and just kind of drop it and kick it under a table. And it's there. You see it still on, but you can only see it if it's there. Yeah, they don't notice. But you're escorted outside, and they just slam the gate right behind you, all the way down. It looks like for a moment one of them considers like, should we kill them anyways? But the other one's like, no, because they had their orders. And you can see now in the daylight that there are poles where people have been impaled and burned alive. But it doesn't look like the entire skeleton is there anymore. Like they maybe have ripped part of it off. You see more of these signs everywhere, and they leave them behind. They are not afraid to say we were here, but they do know that the government is bigger than they can handle, at least on their own. So you're walking. Where do you walk towards?
Shouldn't we go back to the hangar that we were in? To the storage thing? Or look at Gabrielle?
Yeah, but what
Yes,
more do we
Gabrielle's
need?
still alive.
Oh yeah, one of the tourists just kind of lifted her up, and she's now like slowly getting to her feet, rubbing her head.
I'm gonna go over and help her and support her. Give her a shoulder.
You
Go
may
over
roll
and pick her
medicine.
up.
Yeah.
Who said they want to pick her up? Alex?
Yes.
12.
12. You like help her up and start looking at her head, and Alex comes over and she just pushes you away like, I don't want to talk to you right now.
What?
She pushes Alex away or me away?
Alex away. She pushes Alex away and takes the help from Grace. However, begrudgingly, like she's not in an okay place. Her friend just got murdered, basically, or at least condemned to a lifetime of murder of his clones. Which you all saw. He can feel when they die. So it's not like it's a pleasant life sentence. And yeah. Yes, Grace?
I would like to just like turn Gabrielle just a little bit so that she's facing me as I'm talking to her, and just like, are you still dizzy?
A little bit. Like there's this ringing in my ears that won't stop.
I get that. I understand. Gabrielle, we're gonna need your help now. I know this is terrible, and I know that you have no reason to help any of these people or any of us, but this is our chance of getting home. I'm just gonna pat my pocket and look to her, just like.
She looks down and up at you and goes, I still have all the documents. Should we keep them together?
Yeah, let's do that. Just, you can give them to me. I have my bag. It's fine.
I'd feel more safe if I kept them. I'm afraid you might just leave me behind.
Nope, not gonna happen.
Alex, keep out of this. I'm just gonna look very sternly at Alex. I'm mad at her.
Congratulations.
I don't trust this.
Oh,
I understand that.
I'm sorry. You don't trust? Well, now you know how it feels when you people get lied to.
Alex, stop.
There's a difference between lying and outright murder. I could have died.
Yes, and we could have all died.
Alex, we had a chance. We had a chance.
Chance for what?
You can see that she is pale, like almost pale white.
Still holding her.
And like the darkness around her eyes is just spreading, and she's not doing well.
Do I still have the like the herbs that I picked?
Yes.
Yes, I'm gonna put them out of my bag. It's just like these may help. Trust me, I know my herbal medicine.
She takes them, but says, I don't think I can eat. I'm sorry. Let's just go somewhere and sleep for the night. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's just find shelter.
Yes.
We'll figure out what we're gonna do in the morning. We need to sleep. We need rest.
Yeah.
So where do you go for rest?
What's around us?
Can we search for somewhere
Currently
safe?
still in the industrial area. There are a lot of like old factory buildings.
It's probably not a good idea.
Still it is still like riddling with cultists everywhere. Currently trying to pack down everything. You see other buildings where people are being dragged out from. Again, some of these people look like they might still be alive, and suffering greatly. And that is what is around you right now. You came from, again, the city where there were different apartment, like tall buildings. If you walk for a few kilometers, you'll get back out to the more rural area where you had like tiny houses that were further out. Felix?
Is there a car?
Currently around you, you don't really see much. If there are, 2 trucks are belonging to the cultists right now. I wouldn't suggest taking those. But you do remember seeing at the edge of like the industrial area near the city again that there were more cars. You just have to find one that's working. Cosmo?
Can we try to save the people who were suffering?
I mean, you can go talk to the cultists and make them agree to give up their food source.
Probably not gonna happen.
No, probably not.
Do you feel bad that you can't save them?
A bit.
Then why don't we say that you lose 1 sanity?
What?
And we can cross off your don't kill because you feel indirectly responsible.
So now I can kill?
You could always kill.
Fine, I go to kill one of the cultists right away.
That's not how it works. Okay, so first of all, what is your most used skill?
It's ranged attack.
You have +6 to your ranged attack.
Starts flinging pipes everywhere. She's like,
Wait,
you
no,
get a pipe, you get a pipe, you
ranged
get a
attack
pipe.
is the skill. That's an attack. What is your most used skill that isn't an attack?
I already write it down. Can it just stay like this?
No. Because that's ridiculous.
What else is stealth?
Then you get +6 to stealth.
And ranged attack.
No. Writing down.
This is chaos in a nutshell.
This is chaos in a nutshell. But yeah, where are you walking towards?
I look at Felix just like, any ideas?
I mean, we could try and find a car, and then that would probably be safest for Gabriella. Or you could just carry her the entire way, and then we can walk those couple of kilometers back to a more safer house.
That's completely up to her. I can easily carry her.
Gabrielle looks, staggers towards Alex like, you are not touching me.
Let's find a car.
What?
You walk?
Like, I mean, if we find
Ernest,
a
we
car,
can't hear you.
if we find a car,
Can't
we'll
hear you, Ernest.
have mobile defense essentially.
True. But we also make more noise.
Yeah, we need some gas.
We also need gas. Yes, it's not a must. It's not a It's not a. There isn't necessarily gas in it. You know.
Grace?
I'm just gonna start walking back towards the rural area. I'm gonna bring Gabrielle with me. I'm tired of like discussing. I'm just gonna go.
Split up the group then.
You start walking and Gabrielle follows because she agrees that is probably the safest.
And I'm still like holding her. I'm fine with this girl.
Yeah, she's like taking the support because she is feeling a little dizzy. She probably has a concussion. But it feels colder to the touch. Like her blood circulation is not working. It's probably why she's also so pale.
Yeah, I'm just gonna talk to her and just be like, okay, Gabrielle, you just gotta don't fall asleep. Do anything you can to not fall asleep. If you have to pinch your side, you pinch your side. You don't fall asleep if you have a concussion.
Falling asleep while you're having a concussion isn't all that bad. It's a myth. It's mostly.
It can still be dangerous if you hit your head. Just please listen to what I say. You can rest when we're safe.
I can rest when we're safe. You're right. And here I'm supposed to be the doctor.
Just gonna keep walking.
Alex?
I'd like to look for a pharmacy.
You're currently in an industrial area, but as you move closer, if everybody follows, you come to the city, and everybody may roll either architecture or something along the lines of street sense, navigation, urban navigation, tracking, I think it's called.
Administration? Maybe administration?
No.
Oh.
I can't use military sciences?
No, not for navigating a city for a pharmacy. Grace has a
Wilderness
7.
survival?
No, urban tracking.
Oh, yeah, it was urban tracking, I thought you said. Well, then just a straight up 9.
And Ernest also has a 7. Alex says what? A 9. Felix and Cosmo, do you roll?
I have
Yeah, I got a 9.
Okay, an 11 and 9. Okay, so 9 and above. You spot that there is like a green cross somewhere where it says herbal pharmacy. And it looks more like a tea shop than an actual pharmacy, but you would guess that they probably have painkillers.
So can I point there and just say, like, let's go there?
Oh, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
See, I'm looking for a blood thinning stuff in here.
Well,
Blood thinning.
Can we roll stealth
medicine.
to not be detected by zombies?
That is probably a good idea. Roll stealth.
That I can use military science for that, right?
Yes.
11.
15.
Okay, so the lowest roll so far is 10.
I got 14.
Yes.
13.
Okay, so the lowest roll is 10. Before you kind of feel like you were walking as normal people. Now it's like your senses have been sharpened. You have gotten more used to this world. It's like you know this world better, and it's slowly gotten under your skin. Gabrielle is making tiny noises the entire way because it is hurting. But she's trying to keep quiet, though she kind of shuffles a little bit. But that
I'm
is
just gonna hold her tight.
What did you say?
I'm just gonna hold her tight so that she doesn't like fall or anything as she shambles around.
Yeah, you hold it tight, but yeah, the shuffling continues. It's like her entire body's a little heavy. Alex?
In the pharmacy, I'd like to look for, of course, painkillers and that thins blood.
You look around, roll medical. Grace may roll medical too if she wants.
I want to look for ribbons.
Ribbons?
Weapons.
Weapons.
Weapons. Yeah.
in a pharmaceutical store.
Yeah,
Flamethrowers.
that could be something.
Roll military sciences for good measure.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Grace, what do you say?
I would very much like for looking for painkillers, nutritional bars, anything like those like raw bars or anything that some like herbal stores have.
Yes.
And I would like to look for some disinfectant, like any kind of herb or alcohol, and some gauze.
You enter, and sorry, Alex.
And
what
I
do you
roll
get?
at 12.
Oh, you roll 12. Alex, what do you get?
I still got a 9.
Still good. Roll low for once. No.
No.
You enter the door, and for a moment you kind of feel a push against the door. But as you push back against it, it just opens. You see
Wait.
like a bell sitting at the window. It was probably at the door before, but somebody ripped it off. So it couldn't make any noise to attract zombies, most likely. And up against the door, you see the dried-in corpse of somebody that probably like tried to defend against something or died of starvation, for all we know. And you look
Grace
around.
are in the same room.
You look around, and it's very clear that this has been raided multiple times. But you got a 12, so you actually find you kind of know like herbal stores, your friends with the one back home, and they have near the register a special box for special orders, where you find a box of painkillers that is a specific brand to people who are allergic to normal painkillers. It's a little less effective, but it gets the job done when you can't, handle the real stuff. There's also some tea that seems to be imported. It has a very weird smell, like it should probably have been drank like a year or 5 ago, but it's there. You also find something along the lines of healthy candy, dried fruit that has been mashed up and rolled into.
Yeah, like date bars and stuff.
Yeah.
How many?
You find 5. They look slightly suspicious. Not unhealthy, but when you look at the stamp for the time of production, it is 5 years ago, and they're supposed to be able to last, but nobody wants to eat a 5-year-old candy bar.
Still, if you gotta do it,
That's
you gotta do
true.
it. I'm gonna put it in my bag. Did I find any gauze or alcohol?
You find some Band-Aid, again, of the if you're allergic to the normal kind stuff. And you find one roll of what looks like silk gauze, probably for someone with sensitive skin.
Okay. So no alcohol.
Oh.
Okay, fair enough. That's completely fair. Is there any bottles like of water, anything that the clerk may have had hidden behind the counter or anything? Just some kind of liquid that is drinkable.
It looks very empty. Like, you are probably not the first ones who have gone through here. You were lucky that you find this much.
Okay. But the herbs are disinfectant, correct?
The herbs that you have?
Yeah, the herbs that I picked were disinfectant, right?
They work as a sort of like disinfectant for sore throats to get rid of bacteria that you don't want there, but it's more like a boost to the natural immune system.
Okay, I'm gonna put Gabrielle down and like sit her down and take a look at her wound on her head.
You take a look, and I would like you to roll medical again.
9.
You look, and it seems fairly okay, but you can see like a lot of the veins near it seem to be a lot clearer than they were before. Not necessarily in a bad way, but more in a lot of blood is coming through.
Mm-hmm. So it could be a sign of internal bleeding.
could be, but her veins are visible in most of the side of her face at this point.
Okay, I think she may. Is there any and is there any remnant of from the rusty pipe or anything, any wound that has been opened that has been come shut?
No, you only see like the end of the pipe has breached like a skull here near the edge, and it seems surprisingly clean considering the circumstances. But also she might just have been very, very lucky.
Yeah, I'm gonna give her one of the one of those nutritional candy bars, and just like you need this. You're gonna need your blood sugar up. Yeah, I'm just gonna give her one of the candy bars and encourage her to eat it because she needs her blood sugar to be okay.
She kind of refuses the candy bar and says, "Give it to Julian instead. It's wasted on me. I'm gonna."
There's gonna be one for Julian, but you need it as well, and we need you.
Okay. She starts like nipping off of it, but you can clearly see that she gets like a centimeter off before she's like.
Keep it on you. Just keep it on you and eat a little bit of it. Julian! I'm gonna call for Julian.
Julian hides behind Ernest like.
Hey, I have something for you.
He looks slightly suspicious. He does not feel safe anymore.
I'm gonna show him the candy bar.
It's okay, Julian. She's trustworthy.
And he runs back.
We can't hear you, Ernest.
It's okay, Julian. She's trustworthy.
He's still suspicious. She isn't you.
That's okay. I understand.
So did I find any weapons?
What did you roll again?
I rolled 7.
There's some shelving, and you could probably like take some of the edges off to like use as a longer pipe, but it's very weak and it will probably bend with too much force. But it works.
2 pipe is better than 1.
Alex.
I'm gonna take 1.
Do I find anything?
You found the exact same thing as Grace. You do walk towards the back though, and find the employee's room, and the employee's room is unlocked. If you roam around, you will find a bunch of papers. It looks like it is less touched than the actual front room, and you also find the employee fridge, in which there is a freezer that seems to, once you open it, gush out with water onto the floor. It was probably like frozen before the ice cubes and stuff, but you do find 2 bottles of water in there.
Of what?
Of water.
Water. Cool.
It says sparkling water on the sign. On the bottle.
Probably not sparkling anymore. I take one and go out again, and I kneel down to Gabriella, and I hand her one and say, "You need to drink if you've got a concussion."
Do you have anything like seduction or politics or social sciences?
Can I help her? Like, help
Not
her
in this
convince her?
circumstance, because she has a grudge against Alex, who basically just kicked her friend to death.
I get that.
Not entirely true, but I have intimidation.
Are you gonna intimidate her into drinking the water? Are you sure you
Yes.
want to do that? Roll intimidation.
I have nothing other to give it. Unless anybody else has any other ideas.
I could help you, but she has a giant grudge against you.
It is only Alex in this situation. You can't just roll a straight roll.
Can I not roll for something and role play my way out of this?
No, just because you don't have the skill. It's either a straight roll or you roll intimidation. And then we can play from there. Oh dear.
I'm not gonna roll intimidation. Straight roll. 8?
Something below a 9?
I know
What?
it's
Christ.
I had a heart attack.
I know. Okay, she matches you. So she's like, she can kind of see that she actually needs to drink, also from a professional standpoint. She's mostly mad that it's because it's you who's giving it to her. But she like shakes her head and takes the water. Sees that it says Sophie's do not touch. Like takes a
I just
tiny
say I
bit.
think Sophie's been gone for quite a while.
I think so too.
I'm gonna give her some of the painkillers that I found to wash this down. It's gonna help.
Yeah, she
I
takes.
look over at what's it, Gracie, and go, do you know of any herbs that that could help in thinning blood out? Because this is probably caused by low blood pressure, and I would think that if we could get the blood thinner, it had easier time coming around. I look back
Well-
over at Gabrielle again. Am I kind of right in this?
Let's see. Gabrielle just kind of like.
I think
You
the
don't have
fact
to
that
go with- I will be fine. I just need some kind of sleep.
I'm just gonna talk to Alex, just pull her away a little bit, give Gabrielle some space, and just like, she hit her head hard. She might have internal bleeding.
I know.
Like,
That's
this
why
is-
I'm trying to solve it.
Thinning the blood is not gonna help. She is gone
But
for
if
it. Her
but if she-
time is up. If she has internal bleedings in her brain,
that's great, then we can't do anything without surgery, and we don't have possibility for surgery. But we might as well try and preserve the life.
yeah.
I can
but
hear you
thinning-
guys. I will be fine. Trust me. I'm a doctor.
Do you want to step outside?
Sure, we can do. Really let the others.
Yeah.
What they do, then we can go outside. Like, we're just gonna walk. Let them do.
Go out and discuss herbal medicine or what?
Yeah, we're gonna take that afterwards. You take them first.
Okay, so what are the three of you doing? Felix.
Is there a radio in here?
Actually, there is. Behind the counter, up on the shelf, there is like an old radio, like one with an antenna. It's looking kind of rusty, but it's actually fairly okay.
Can I try and... First, I would like to touch it and concentrate and study it.
You gently touch it. Maybe you take it down a little bit for ease, and you focus. Close your eyes for a moment, and you feel the entire radio. It's actually a very nice radio. It still has a little bit of battery left. Probably enough for like a few minutes, if not like half an hour of radio time, depending on what you do. And you could probably get it to work if you tried.
I would like to try and get it to work and turn it on and stuff.
We have lost Lucy.
Like, on my screen right now, I see 2 Ernest and 2 Cosmo. And one of them is frozen, the other one is not.
Okay, so we're experiencing technical difficulties again.
I've taken a screenshot of it.
And I will finish explaining what you hear on the radio, and then I think we're going to call it night. Is everybody okay with that?
Cool.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You turn on the radio. It is kind of scratchy, like, and you have to like scroll through the channels on the radio. until you kind of like hear something that sounds like an anthem on somewhere, but it's very scratty and you can't really hear much. Um, After a while, you find like a channel that seems clear. You can hear like a voice talking. It is slow, pleasant. It would probably be a lot more pleasant if you could hear the entire thing. But what you can make out seems like a whole story of a far off place where everything is perfect because people are listening to Mother, they're listening to the government, and it seems like kind of like a fairy tale, but it's more, it's like the promised land, and people are listening to this. Telling of a place where everybody works what they can do and there's enough food to go around. They don't have to fear for the outside. All you have to do is trust the government. The government will lead you the right way. Give your resources over to the government, and they will make sure that everything is distributed equally to where it is needed. And it starts telling stories of wild, like families that have been happy together. There's a short interview of a child saying, "The government is my best friend." And then it kind of like scraps out again because the antennae starts tipping over. And if you like kind of like wrangle it to be back up, you find a channel that sounds like a bunch of beeping noises. You would probably guess that this is Morse code.
Would I be able to decode it with my immense knowledge?
You may. Roll 1d6 for me.
Okay. 2.
2. You hear two words. Two words you hear are reconvene, and then there's like scratching noises and stuff, and then you hear rebellion.
Ooh.
But that was the radio. And hopefully you all decide to go to bed. And we will take the morning next time, where all the players are present again. Thank you to all of our lovely viewers, our lovely survivors out there who decided that they want to spend their evening with us. We were happy to have you. Hopefully you enjoyed the story, and we will see you all next time. If you want more from Dystopia, we do have an awesome video campaign called Stay the Fuck Home, or Monsters vs. Corona, I believe, that you can watch either on Facebook or at our website at dystopia.dk, where we also have a lot of pictures and lore and our awesome merch shop. So go check it out, and we will see you all on next Sunday. Same time, same place.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.